LG, Malique joining me here for Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Live 365, iHeartRadio, Mad Max Radio. You already know what it is. Carved in Gold available on all platforms now. Make sure you go download it, support. Welcome to the show, man. How's everything going?
What's good, man? Everything going good. Just left a long studio session with my dog Chris. So, just got full rest, woke up, hopped up, ready for, the interview.
Exactly. And shout out to Chris too for getting this all set up and everything. He's a guy that you connected with. How did you guys connect originally? We can start with that.
I met Chris in Jersey through somebody, and that was like 3, 4 years ago. We've been locked in ever since, now I brought him on. He always been an overachiever, and you feel me? So I feel like he could play the role of a manager, and he definitely showed me he could, on top of being, an engineer.
That's what you need. You need someone like him in your corner, and it's working out. You're already back in the studio, so now because we could talk about this new music that you're already working on. Is this something that you're gonna drop maybe on like a deluxe, or this is a whole new
Nah,
project that you're working on?
this a whole new tape. This tape is for like the female fan base. Like it ain't it's a little different from my pain, the usual soul music. This me like trying to expand my audience. So yeah, this
Okay.
next tape working on, yeah, it's strictly for female summer vibe, summer coming. So we gotta make sure we load them up.
Absolutely. And you're someone too, because with me learning about you, you started out singing before you were even rapping when you're younger.
Dead
And that adds to
ass.
like the melodic thing that you got going on. So is this kind of going to be, have you thought about kind of doing like a more R&B type of tape? Is this
I
kind of what the
shit,
vibe
yeah,
you're
it's
going for?
kind, yeah. I throw a mix in there of it, like the shit we worked on last night, kind of in that lane. So yeah, I said it last night to Chris, like, see, this how I started for real. This like my raw version, like me being more like singing. You feel me? So yeah,
Fantasia, got a lot of inspiration there from just people who used to listen to those legends back in your household.
yep.
Yeah. And I want to say this to you. Congratulations, Lil Wayne, recognizing your greatness already, getting that message. Talk to me about that reaction, this how it feels to be recognized by one of the all-time greats.
And shit don't feel real. It's like it feel crazy because we grew up on Lil Wayne and like my family, like our last names, our car is Carter. So for him to text me is just it just blew my mind, bro. Like my girl could vouch, like ever since she met me, like she know, like he been the one I always talked about that inspired me the most. Like moved to my new crib, and that's the first rapper I put on my wall ever. Like I don't even do that. So hell yeah, when he hit me, that let me know I'm doing so right.
You are, and you beneficial, but that's just another. That's just the cherry on top. That's just another whole other level now because now you got that Little Wayne, pretty much a
Yeah,
cosign right there, which
that's a different
is
feeling. It definitely like was a mindset shift for sure. Like oh, you got to snap into it. Like hell yeah.
we're gonna put this into fruition. So if you guys can eventually make a track together, what's that type of vibe that you would want to go for off of one of his albums? What was that go-to album or even go-to song you would love to be on a vibe when it's
I
on a
go,
song?
I go to the Carter 3. I gotta I gotta like bring him back. Like I feel like people do features with him and shit. Like yeah, we know, yeah, he versatile than a motherfucker. But I grew up on that Wayne where it's like that real street shit, or like I fuck with his pain shit more than anything. Cause he going depth about like anything he talk about. So I feel like I have him on some real shit like that. I definitely bring him to my world for sure.
That's fire. Yeah, I think that would definitely work. I could tell. What's crazy is even when I discovered you and just listening to your music, there was a Little Wayne vibe right away. I don't know what it was, especially when me doing the research on you. I said, this guy gives me Little Wayne vibes. I don't know what it is because your styles are different.
Hmm.
You definitely got it. I'm telling you. And he recognizes that. But carved in gold because you're continuing this trend because you've been naming the projects gold. So what's the further elaboration with the meaning behind carved in gold now?
Card and Gold, I came up with it because like it's just endeavor for like me going through my endeavors and shit like that. And well, first off, the Card and Gold series, like how we came up with it is I got like awesome people on my team. Shout out to Nia. She came up with like the idea why we don't just, for brand awareness, why we don't just like expand the the Gold series and shit like that. So I was thinking out the box and I'm like, you know what, I've been through a lot and I basically pictured it like I'm sculpting myself. You know what I'm saying? I learned from my mistakes. So every mistake is a chunk getting knocked off. And in the end, it's gonna be the finished, polished version, the best version of myself. So card and go is like that. That's what they mean.
And that I listened to the project. There's no skips on it. Never Judge is my favorite record. You also
Damn, that's
got the
crazy. I'm
chance.
out. Never Judge is definitely mine.
Yeah, that's the top one right there. Just when listening to it, you got the hook down. It's a project, like I said, there's no skips on it. How is it working with Young and Ace?
Oh, Young, that's my dog. He found me. I know about a whole year ago. So he found me. So he found me off a snippet I posted and called me, told me he bumped my whole tape during that time, front to back, and he posted it on his story every day and told me like he got me whenever I need a feature, and he stood on it.
He pulled up. That's love right there. That's so
Nah,
important.
it's so rare, like especially in our genre, like we don't get that, like you feel me. So I definitely appreciate bro for that forever.
Yeah, he's a real one for that. And you also have some other influences, 3 6 Mafia. Who's some people? Because you're not big on features. So now that you got the Young and Ace feature down, do you want to still keep in your lane and not do as many features?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm the type to collab. Like I'm
You
definitely
like
the
that?
type. Yeah, I love to
Yeah.
collab. Like people, I don't feel like artists like to collab like that, but you know, I know how good I am, and I know like this should be undeniable. But I definitely always want to collab. I feel like we all learn from each other, so I do as much collab as I can for real. I ain't really in the box. It's just sometimes people say, they got you at the end. I don't know. I think we be flaking or something. I don't know what it be.
And you also
Yeah.
want to work with artists such as Post Malone, Teddy Swims. Not a big Post Malone guy, but what kind of draws you to those artists?
It's a different fan base.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like I'm versatile enough to do it. Like if I could remix this damn 7 years and it could be a hit, that showed me like I'm definitely bigger than what I thought I was. So that's the lane like I feel like I could put under my wing as well.
You definitely could do that, especially with the record 7 years old. When did you kind of get that idea to take that record and do your own mix to that? Because that's been taken off for you. That's something that you want to get a plaque off of, even.
Dead ass. Like I said, if you got the right team, ideas like just fly through the room, and that idea landed and it stuck to the wall. Cause I felt it, and I made that shit the next day, and I called Chris like, bro, I swear to God, I remember I told Chris like, bro, I got one. I swear to God, this gonna go crazy. It's gonna go viral. You gotta mix this shit. He mixed that shit. I posted a snippet, and it went crazy.
It's still taking off. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's still,
congratulations
yeah,
on that.
yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
It's still going crazy. So, what are some kind of upcoming visuals you got for the new project? You gonna be dropping some visuals too?
Yeah, I'm shooting one with Young and Ace, and I might do another one in the works. I've been trying to see what it's gonna be, but it look like it might be Never Judge It. Or no, it's gonna be Don't Come Closer, actually. My personal favorite will be Never Judge It, but we gonna see about that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a personal favorite of mine. I want to see a visual for that. I love it with Make Your Mama Proud with this record too. Is your
Hmm.
mama proud of you now? Because there was a lot of tough times that you guys went through when you were younger. I think she kicked you out of the house because you paid for your first music video instead of
Yeah.
paying to keep the lights on. But it was a well worth investment.
Yeah, no, she definitely proud. Yeah. I see it on her face.
Crazy. See, and now you're achieving all your dreams, and that's important to put that on the album. That you got to make your mom proud. That's a real thing. And a lot of times too, with that you mentioned in the sandbox on this project, is that people turned on you. So now, how do you kind of go about with meeting new people in the industry, and just are you kind of cautious in who you surround yourself with now because of how many times you've been burned because you are successful now in this industry?
Yeah, it's worth for it's a worth for every day. I feel like you gotta stay on your P's and Q's because the moment you let up is the moment they'll strike. So you know what I'm saying? Like me and Chris are we got enough experience to know when something ain't genuine or when like something ain't right. Like I could tell, like, and just me going through it is just I definitely got PTSD from it. So I keep the ones around me close, and everybody else I still farm, and it'll take a while to come, around me because I'm such a genuine person. I'll be willing to trust you out the gate. Like that's me. That's one of my biggest like flaws. I'll be ready to trust you out the gate because I know my morals. You feel me? But everybody ain't like that in this industry for real.
No, I've been through my own trials and tribulations with fake people who I cared about and even helped out. This is an interesting question. Why do you think? Because I always feel so. Why are you going to cut off and burn the bridge that? Because you wanted, even in the song, you referenced that you actually love these people and you were helping them out and wanted to help them out. Why did they burn that bridge when they know that you got it? I don't. That's something that I still don't understand with what I've dealt
I
with as
think
well.
I think envy is like Poison. Like I
Mm,
think you know we all have envy traits, but it's like if you let it get the best of you, it'll ruin you for real. And I just think it was envy because like I never shown to be better than nobody or none. I always wanted anybody around me to be on my level or even better. And I went to the extreme to make sure, you know, you was working hard or at least getting somewhere. Like I was whatever I was doing, I was teaching. You feel me? So it ain't nothing that I did that I could have done differently to change their minds or anything. It's just that was some personal shit that anybody ever fell out with me about. It's some personal because anybody can vouch like, nah, he the one who gonna motivate you. Like he the one who gonna motivate you, bro.
yeah, and there's no turning back. Once the bridge is burned, it's burned for good, and
Yeah, it's
it's
over. You don't
unfortunate.
show
Yeah,
me. Yep. Yep. You don't show me. It's over. It's raps.
yeah. Now, have you ever made that? Because I made this a couple times where I've forgiven people and then mistakenly got burned by it again. So has there been times where they might have apologized and
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I got big heart, so I always believe in second chance. It realistically be taken like 3 times. That was like in my younger days though, like when I was like 21, 22, when I get more chances and then they'll show me again. But now I'm so stiff on it. You know, I got a family now, so it's like I can't even play around with nobody, bro.
No, yeah, once and that's it. You're done. That's how I move now too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely yeah, cause yeah, you messed up for sure. Especially if we ain't build up nothing and you like, you know, it take so little to kill a relationship.
Yeah, it's too much. You got to protect your energy and protect your everything that you got going around you. But you've been doing this for a while. Even since you were a young kid. Do you kind of remember those first records that you were dropping? Because you had teachers singing your songs back in high school. What was it, the Sideline song?
Yeah, yeah, it was way before that though. I was like 11, 12 when I had first made my songs, and we used to have it around the city playing in Arkansas. I had named the song called Purple Flowers, and I didn't even know what the fuck it was at that time. You know, so I was just making a song about purple flowers. I didn't know it was about weed, but that was like, yeah, I remember every song I ever dropped.
Wow.
Yeah,
Was there any inspiration? Because I know with Purple Flowers, you kind of have that in relation with Cameron when he did Purple Haze back in the day. So that was there kind of any inspiration along that
I think
lines?
it was either Future. I think it was Future.
Future, okay.
Yeah, I think he did a purple flower. I had liked it. So yeah, and then I used to remix a lot of shit back then, like as a kid as well. So yeah.
Yeah, Future. He's definitely up there, one of the top guys that influenced the generation for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But especially, how was your experience? Because you went to college prep school, you were going to be a doctor. So how was that experience? How was prep school?
Prep school was hell. Prep
Yeah.
school was hell. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You imagine we getting up at 6 o'clock to go to school, then we were getting out at 5 p.m. Like, and sometimes they keep us to 10 just to make sure we don't get no answers wrong on the test. Like, you get a whole new test. We feel they were big on math. I don't know why, but we were big on math. Like, 7th grade, we was taking fucking algebra 1, 8 geometry. So then when I had transferred to Capitol Hill, I was already in the seniors class. So I was hanging with the seniors when I went to high school. So that was like, that added to my popularity a lot. You know what I'm saying? Being a freshman around all the scenes and shit. But the college prep school definitely it prepped me for real, for real. Like at the time I hated it, but they definitely like molded me because they was big on essays and shit. And I feel like that's where a lot of my writing skills come from.
Mm. No, and you got that you're someone that's spoken about it in the past about you love writing music because that's when it really comes out as your best because
Yeah, you could practice how to deliver it fast. I
Mm,
still write to this day. I don't think I always think I write, you know, because it's a million ways you can say one line, and I feel like punching in won't allow you to do that because you at the end of that you got to try to remember what you said. But
mm.
if you're looking at what you said, now you can focus on how to say it. You feel me? Instead of what to say.
That's true, and that's what you have as a gift as a writer is that you know how to structure the verses and the bars, and then you recite, and it makes you a better performer as well.
It makes you an amazing performer.
Yeah, it does. That's what really helps you. Who was that? Because we're gonna get into the tours that you've been on. Because Gunna was the first person that you opened for as a show. But who was that first artist in the industry to really show you love off of just going viral, either on SoundCloud and eventually the TikTok lives would take off. But who was that first big artist to show you love?
Like in general, or you talking
Hmm.
about just tour wise?
In general.
I'll be OB Peasy.
Oh, wow.
OB Peasy, yo. I was 20 years old and they flew me out to Atlanta to come kick it with them. And I've been locked in with them ever since then. Swear to God.
That's real.
Yup.
That's real. And then you get to be on tour, especially this was through Def Jam when you were with them at the time.
Yeah, I was with Def Jam. We went on tour with No Cap.
No Cap was there, yeah, Lil Papa, and you even got to do a song with him.
Yep, Lil Papa. It didn't get released, but I gave it to the fans, and I ended up putting Young and Ace on it. But yeah, that shit was hard.
Yeah, he's another one of those pain artists that really raps
Yeah, yeah,
about what he
yeah.
goes through. Yeah, you could feel it in his music. You can feel when I feel as though you can feel when an artist is authentic, and that's something that I get from you just listening to Pride. You just feel it. It's different.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
It's you're cut from a different cloth. I'll tell you that. Especially being from Arkansas and just learning about your whole history of growing up there, and then you actually eventually relocated to Oklahoma. Was it that you had family out there? You were kind of used to going out there?
Yeah, we was going out there every summer for real, but I had got expelled from school, and my mom was just in Arkansas one time. So it just coincidentally, she snatched me out the streets and it changed my life for real, for sure. Cause when I went to Oklahoma, like I ain't had to be, I didn't have to try to survive. So, cause in Arkansas, Blythe, you got to be a certain way to survive for real, whether you like it or not, or you just go get ran over. And I'm not gonna get ran over. So yeah, Oklahoma definitely helped molded me, it allowed me to try different music. Like the music scene was more versatile as well. Like you didn't have to just stick to this trap or rap about this killing shit, and you can actually like try to sing and all type of shit.
Yeah, that's something that I've noticed in your music too, that there's rarely that much violence in your music, which was interesting to me and listen to it. It's your own personal, I like that. It's different, it sets you apart, and it's your own personal struggles that you go through, whether it's people that burned you, we mentioned that, and just your life. It's real.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's what I try to be. I try to be on the more uplifting side because my story itself is crazy, a hell of a ride. So, it's just for me to make it out. I make the songs to remind myself of how far I came and to keep going. And knowing that it could be the blueprint to somebody else's story and help them get through it.
It can be. Yeah, it gets a lot of people through their days, especially when they're going through the tough times in their lives. And
Hell
that's so
yeah.
important that you're able to do that. But I've heard too, because you love music, of course, but you want to get into acting. So that's something that you want to shoot for. So what's that role that you see yourself playing? What's that movie or actor that you looked up to?
I ain't really looking at nobody acting. I just feel like I need that. I feel like we all acting. Like,
Hmm.
hold on just a second. I feel like we all acting like being a rapper is slick. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta play this role for real and everything. Everything really ain't what it seems behind the camera anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta learn to be this type of way. So I feel like I got good at doing that and performing that. I got the confidence to be in front of a camera and be in front of a crowd. Why not? You feel me?
And you got that for sure.
Yeah, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. I feel like it's the same as making music. Like when I record, I make sure every line or some take, I gotta feel it. I gotta feel it. You feel me? And I feel like acting the same way. You gotta live through the script. You gotta actually be that character. And so when I'm making my music, I take myself back to whatever I'm talking about and relive it. So I feel like acting to be a walk in the park. I ain't say it's gonna be easy, but I feel like it'll be a walk in the park. Like once I, actually pursue it.
Is there kind of like a certain role that you see yourself in? Is there, is there kind of more of like when we look at like an 8 Mile, would you want to do something based on your life story as an artist?
Whatever it just gotta be an upbringing. I gotta be an upbringing character. One who started off with zero and went through hell and back to get what he wanted. It gotta be something like super inspirational for sure.
I like that. Yeah, we
Yeah,
need that. We need more inspiring stories out there for sure.
yeah, yeah.
That's what we need. I remember in the past too, because when you were releasing these projects with Def Jam, they were kind of, especially with Colorblind, I know you called them in the past test runs. So was that more of, I don't want to say that you didn't put your all into that music, but was it kind of describe to me what you meant by test runs?
What I mean by test run is like we artists do this thing. They sign to a label. You ever heard like the fans start saying like you just turn industry and shit like that?
Okay.
That shit real because but they don't know what's really going on. But what's really going on is the internal people. They telling you like, everybody be trying to get you to. If you don't stand on tens about your vision, somebody will try to come and take, steer the wheel. So you got to be adamant about what you feel and the music you want to drop because it would literally throw you off track, bro. And I feel like that what colorblind was like. It was just something like an experiment. I'm taking everybody advice and it wasn't like what I really wanted. But like you see, like the last tape before Card and Gold was Living Gold, and I feel like okay, I'm getting a groove and the Card and Gold right now is like everything I wanted to do. This is why this tape I just dropped is definitely my favorite tape, down to the cover art.
Oh, yeah, everything I heard, like I said, no skips. I'm gonna continue to say that this album really, and I think it was perfect timing for Lil Wayne to message you because this album it's definitely a problem. If people are tuned in, it's a problem.
Yeah, face.
I can tell you, it definitely is. So, kind of walk me through how Warner Music was the perfect fit for you, just after the whole Def Jam stuff. And I did learn about that. I really don't want to rehash that, but how was the Warner the perfect fit for you?
The person who really sold me is my aunt Nar Melita. Like I was linking with her and just meeting, shopping around. Like we trying to see where we going, and she had me sold because I felt like how genuine she was, and she was straight up. Like even if you don't sign to us, I'm still gonna work with you because she's just like a real powerhouse. So, and she really meant that because we was already working way before the deal. You feel me? So, and she just showed me like, she really for me. And then we had like a couple transparent conversations of I'm telling her like my traumas with labels and shit, and she was like, I always be upfront with you and transparent, and it's still been that way ever since. So it was definitely her. And then just along with Warner, the team, like they definitely way more hands on, like than I ever expected. Like cause I thought labels like, we all heard things about labels, but I feel like Warner is definitely one of the ones who really stand on what they say, and they really believe in artist development. So they won't really give up on you.
Mhm. And that's important. You need a label that really sees your vision, and you because you even mentioned it in the past too, where the artist moves the needle. The label, you kind of have to have everything ready for him. It's the artist that really has to know what he wants and does the work to get things moving.
Yeah, it's definitely you move the needle. The artist definitely move the needle, and everybody else just gotta add on for real. But the artist you gotta know like it's you, bro. It's definitely you.
Mhm. And especially too, I wanted to touch into this too. You're with everything with God, give it to God and your faith. So, how long have you kind of been tapped in with your faith? Did you have a church background growing up? Especially, I see the crosses on your hat too.
Nah, I think nah, that's a design. I didn't grow up in church though. I just grew up like with faith in general, and I feel like when I was homeless and we was going through shit, me and my mama, it's just like that's all we had. Feel me? Like rock bottom. What else is there for you to believe in? You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like I strengthened my faith because I seen miracles happen to us for real. So definitely I always think back on that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I hit a stunt right now, if I and against that, it's an obstacle, I always think back on the most impossible shit we made it out of, and this ain't got nothing compared to what we went through. I
Mm.
just, you just gotta stay reminded.
You do. When was that moment to where things started to really turn around for you? Was it around like when you signed that production deal before the Def Jam thing that you were able to stop being homeless and to get into a better space?
It wasn't even none with music. That's like real life me hustling. Like
Mm.
what? It was none with music. I was doing everything outside of music to get it. Feel me? And then I just came across the right move, and we bounced back. That was everything. That was all outside of music. Like music, it take a long time to get paid for music or to see anything from this shit for real.
No, it does. Yeah, you were working a regular job too. And that's when you stacked up your first 1,000, and then you could have spent that to get the lights back on. But it worked out to be
It
the
worked
first
out
video.
exactly.
Amazing. It really is a true inspiration. So, what's kind of like the scene with you? Are you kind of going back to Arkansas as far as looking for talent? Are you looking to help out? Is there artists? Is there, because I know it's a small community out there from where you're from out there. So, is there some untapped potential or even up and coming artists that you're trying to help out?
In Arkansas,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a lot of I feel like man, but I would like it's something in the water in Arkansas because it's a lot of good people like out there. Like, I fool with a lot of people. I grew up on Chris Elkins like number one for sure that I want to like include on a project in the future. So like we already got a song together, but we need to do more. But yeah, Chris Elkins is like one of the people I grew up with. Like I grew up listening to. And Blah, well, he really stamped it for us because he was like the biggest for sure. Like when I was as a kid, like everybody was on his music, but it's a lot of upcoming people out there though. I'm not gonna lie, you got Cootie, like you familiar with Cootie?
I'm not familiar with him. I have to tap into him.
Yeah, Cootie, man, he hard for sure. It's a couple though.
Yeah, we got some potential there. We got some talent that's out there that we got to look into. Arkansas, because you're the first artist that I've interviewed from Arkansas. So when doing my I was like, this is different. And you're one of the faces there for sure. You're really helping to put Arkansas on the map. We need that somewhere different because usually it's Atlanta, LA, New York, and I've seen you all about. So where do you consider your second home? Where do you feel as though you get the most love outside of Arkansas, or do you even? Because I know with artists, a lot of times
You
they
know how
always
it be.
say
I already know. You know how it be. Yeah, I now I get love from the origin, but like at the point I it that definitely how it was. I went to Oklahoma and that's where all the love came from at first. Like so, Oklahoma definitely be like my second home for sure. Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma. Yeah, because I know it's always hard wherever an artist is usually from, they don't get love right away. It's usually when they go take off somewhere else and come back, that's when they get the love. That's what usually
Yep,
how it goes.
yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just how it is. I used to rap about that specific thing, like, and I had to start thinking big. Like, man, it's the world bigger than my little city, so it is what it is.
It definitely is. Are you kind of working on? There was a reference in which I was reading about online about a documentary similar to maybe the Genius documentary with Kanye. Are you kind of working on that? Is that something that you possibly have in
Oh yeah,
development?
we record everything. Hell yeah, I got a lot. I recorded my struggle, everything. Like, oh, that's gonna be amazing when we put that together for sure.
Wow. No, I'm gonna look forward to see. We're gonna get this on Netflix. We got to get that one up there too. When did
Man,
these?
what?
We got to get that on Netflix. When did these TikTok lives start to really take off for you too? Because you
The
were
fir-
kind of like you didn't take it seriously at first, from what I was reading online, but it
Yeah,
took
yeah,
off eventually.
I didn't take TikTok serious at first. I feel like there's any rapper, especially a rapper in my lane, like I feel like it was gimmicks, but it's just about how you utilize the app. And so the first lie I ever did took off. That was it from there. That was it. Like the first lie I ever did, and they seen how I record myself, it went crazy. Then we had
It-
like my first lie had like 600,000 likes
wow,
on it. Yeah, it was crazy.
viral right away. And you have a fan too that documents all your lives. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Jordan.
Yeah.
Shout out to LG Jordan, man.
That's the guy right there.
Yeah, my dog.
You still got this merch line going up? Back in the day,
You
you
know what's
started this.
Yeah. You know what? I just talked to my project manager about getting it back up. So that's definitely in the works, and I'm definitely finna be more hands on. But yeah, back then, me and my girl, we used to make the shirts and sell it. So I used to be on that heavy, and that go back to when I was saying like when we made it out, like that was one of the things I had to do. I had to sell shirts. I was selling everything, bro.
No, you really, you kind of like Master P in a way. You selling merchandise, trying to get your
Yeah,
music out
I had to do
there.
everything, man. On top of like making sure the family good, everybody straight, like for real.
Yeah, and I heard that you met your girl out in Oklahoma. That's rare to see nowadays. A real relationship. It's especially now with the crazy times we're living in. So that's also another rare thing that I
It's a
gotta.
blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Thank God that you don't have to go through the culture that's out here right
What?
now with social
Yeah,
media.
nah. I always had it in my head that I was gonna find that person and shit. I met her when I was 15. I knew right when I seen her that was it. Like
Wow.
made up my mind right then and there.
Wow. Yeah. God bless the both of you. That's rare. We need more of that. You got to get back to how it used to be back in the day when you see these old hip hop songs with
Couple,
Ja Rule and all
yeah,
that, Nelly.
yeah, yeah.
Not anymore. But we got someone to really change the tide here for us. LG Malik, he's one of those ones. And your name derives from your grandma. So kind of I wanted to get into that, how your name really was inspired. It came from your grandma.
Yeah, it's just in my I got two middle names, so and that's the one I always used to wish Malik was my name. So I was 15. When I was 15, I had got it tatted on my arm, like on some it's a ghetto tattoo, but we all got those. But I always wanted to be my name, so I just implemented it into my rap name for sure.
And it worked.
It worked.
It definitely worked, man. You're going far. You're definitely. Do you look back now because with this production deal that you got when you're 20? Because there's just because I go through it as well, and then when I speak to other artists, is that you're always trying to look to be on the verge to really blow up or get to the place where you want to be. Do you are you finally comfortable at where you're at right now because you feel as though it wouldn't have been right if it happened when you were 20?
Elaborate on what you mean, like comfortable.
I think comfortable to where you're at right now, as far as because now I feel as though you're taking off compared to say if you blew up back when you were 20 to where you're kind of at right now. So if say if it happened earlier, do you think you would have?
Nah, I don't know. I don't think I would have maintained it because it would have been like winning the lottery. You know,
Mm,
I feel like I use that analogy a lot because I feel like you win the lottery and if you ain't go through the proper steps to learn how to manage money, you're gonna lose. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. And I feel the same way with anything in life. So if it would have came to me that early so fast, I would have fumbled it. And I pretty sure like we all see that in people like a person come out with this hit just got lucky, ain't do no work. They don't understand how to keep it up, and I feel like that's why my shit was a slow burn for real because I was really brick by brick, and it's still that way. I'm still brick by brick. I'm building every supporter up one by one, remembering them. I actually tapped in with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm tracking my analytics. Like we really like growing for real, for real. It ain't just like a gimmick for real. And I'm way more level headed with money and everything. So it's definitely at the right time. You feel me?
time is everything, and we got it right here with you. Because you mentioned analytics. So what's are we close to this plaque? What's that? Is it 7 years old? What's this one that's close to this plaque? I want to see
7
this
years,
plaque.
hell yeah, that shit, yeah, that shit
Yeah,
streamed, man. What that shit was charting on Shazam like in every
yeah,
country top 10. Hell yeah, that shit down there finna be a play. Like, I can't wait.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, especially when you do the reveal video and you're able to hang that up in the studio.
man,
Oh,
man, what for sure.
it's another that then you'll have to name the project. I got the gold, something on that basis. That's when you
Something an achievement project for sure gonna be in
Yeah.
the works. Yup, yup.
That's what we're gonna need, man. But what's next for you? Because you mentioned the new music you're already working on. You got something with the females for the R&B side. So what else is next for you? You got with this, especially now Carved in Gold is out.
I got we made this series called Gold Mike series where we do like you know how Tiny Desk, you know, everybody do them live performances, but we gonna start our own and we got a gold mic. And so we're gonna perform the tapes or anything like fan favorite songs. Like it don't matter. We're gonna perform it live with the band in the back. It's gonna always be amazing. Like, you know, we just shot our first one and we're getting ready to roll it out. So I'm excited to see like how they take it and how they like it and they fuck with it. But and then I'm planning on throwing a show from I'm gonna name it Live to Life, you know, cause like you mentioned, the TikTok live was busting and I want to see if I can gather them up and get like a small, intimate venue, you know what I'm saying, where we all can basically do the live in real life with them. You know what I'm saying? Where we actually performing those songs, talking to them. It's like a meet and greet performance type shit.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, you're gonna take off with that. That's next level thinking. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
That's
it's in the works.
innovative.
It's in the works. It's in the works for sure.
I look forward to seeing it. And is this going to kind of include the tour for the new project? Do you have some shows lined up already?
Not no, I ain't got no show lined up right now, but we plan to start in Atlanta for sure, and then we just gonna work whatever. Like I said, we be checking analytics, so what seemed like it works, that's where we going. You feel me?
Yeah,
It's just about the strategy for real and how to execute it.
it's working, man. So besides the plaque, what's something else that you're looking to achieve this year? I think we covered everything. I mean, acting something obviously we touched on earlier, but what's something else that people may not know about that you want to get achieved this year?
Well, I got a lot of personal goals and shit that I've been like knocking out one by one. Me and my dog Chris, like I swear to God, we definitely got a lot of goals we've been knocking out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we just want to build a studio. So I think that's like one of our goals that don't nobody really know that we want to build a studio. You feel me? And work out our own shit for real. And we already started getting a rig and shit like that. You know, that's why I said everything we be doing, we playing.
Mm. You're one step ahead of the game. You got to get your own studio. I like that. So you don't have to pay for studio time and you record at your own leisure.
Yep, yep.
That's the main thing. Have you thought about too ever going back to college at all? I mean, I feel as though you don't have to, but is that something that you would
Nah,
consider?
hell nah.
No, yeah.
And I dropped out because I said ain't no plan B. So that'll go against everything, you know what I'm saying? I've been tested for. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But you're a doctor of music, I'll tell you that. You saw
That's exactly I just wanted a way to heal people. You feel me? I found another way to do it.
exactly. That's the way that you're able to do it, and I commend you for it. LG Malik, man, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I really
For
had a great
sure.
time speaking with you, man. I got your record in my rotation. Shout out to Chris for getting it set up. You're welcome anytime on the show. Do you have any kind of last words, anything else you want to let the audience know before we tap out of here?
Like we've been talking about, man, Card and Gold out right now. The best tape, man, that I ever put out. My fucking favorite. I swear you're gonna love it. You're gonna like at least one of them for sure. Just take your time and dissect it and listen to what I'm saying. I promise I'm gonna get you out whatever struggle you in or whatever you're going through. I got a song for it for sure. Other than that, it's your boy LG Malik, man. You can find me on all platforms, LGMalique, and just stay tuned because we here.
Stay tuned. Never judge you. That's the record, everyone.
That's
I
the
want everyone
one.
that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one. All right, LG, take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. And until the next time, man,
Until the next time, appreciate you, Mad Max.
you already know, man. Take care. We'll be in touch.
For sure.
You already know. Peace out, everyone. Peace out, Chris.